She know I'm pulling up in 5, yeah, yeah. She gonna take no pennies off, yeah, yeah. She know just how to set the vibe, yeah, yeah. So I ain't gotta worry about it, yeah, yeah. You know I had a long day, and when I come home to you, you'll be right there. It's like I belong to you. It's amazing, yeah, yeah. How you treat me, baby. I can't help it, yeah. But I need you.
Okay, so here we go. First question. Who are you and what do you do?
I am 6am, and I am a music producer, singer-songwriter. I've been in the game for about 10 years now. Probably started getting paid for it 2013, so, almost 10 years, 7 years, but, it's creeping up on me. It's funny to even see that I've been in the game this long. But, they say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success, so, I'm creeping up on my overnight, you know what I mean? But, yeah, that's who I am. Music has a lot of influence. Music has a lot of power. And just studying from greats and how much they've influenced and impacted, the world. It really, I took interest in that. And, of course I could sing and write and, get a message across. So I truly wanted to create my own message for people, through my music and through the things that I did, musically. And of course it's just a joy. It's actually fun to do what we do. So, it's my passion, for sure.
What's your background like?
My background, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a native. I have been singing my whole life. Actually, my first performance was probably about 6 or 7 years old. My mom had like a teacher of the year. My mom is a teacher, but she won teacher of the year one year at her school. And, I sang for her. And I actually sang behind the podium because I was so shy. My first time singing out loud. But, ever since then, I knew that, the music was something that like gave me full fulfillment. So, I definitely had to pursue my dreams, and it took a long time to get there, for sure. Went through things that a lot of people wouldn't come out of. So, it's just extremely, you have to dedicate yourself to this to want to succeed. Yeah.
How was it like growing up? What's your childhood like?
My childhood, single parent home. Father was around, but, was distant at the same time. He actually lived in LA. Grew up with a stepmother, her 2 kids. Like I said, my mom was a single parent. I lived here, Life was very, minimal in the beginning. Parents struggled. We struggled. And I knew that when I got to a point in my life, where I could make a change, I wanted to definitely rewrite parenthood when I had a kid, which I do have a child. She's 5 years old. She'll be 6 next month, actually. But yeah, I wanted just to rewrite the whole narrative of how to be a parent and what you need as a child growing up. And honestly, it took a really long time for me to even get to that point because, I feel like from jump, a lot of black people start off behind the gate. You know what I mean? So your parents don't know certain things that they're supposed to know versus, other cultures and religions and races that are already advanced in how to be entrepreneurs or how to be business owners or how to build your credit. Our parents didn't know that. Our parents didn't learn that. Everything was about get a job, work, buy a house. The American dream really didn't apply to us though. Cause my mom worked hard as shit. You know what I'm saying? She worked hard as hell. Teachers don't make a lot, but we lived beyond our means because she wanted me to have a better life than what she could give me in the beginning. You know what I mean? And my whole thing was to exploit how I could be like these people that don't need assistance from their parents or, the government, you know what I mean? Like being on welfare and, these things that kind of cripple us as black people in the first place. WIC, you know what I mean? Subsidized living, subsidized housing, tearing apart the families. Black woman had kids and you can get a free house and free rent. But if black woman has kids with baby and kids with husband, you don't get assistance. What is it about the man that the government says, oh, you have a man in the home, you don't need assistance? It's not true. Started out behind the gate. We was on the other side when everybody was building their legacy in America. You know what I mean? But I guess just to get back on topic of, how life was for me, how I wanted to be for me. I sought out every opportunity to become the best version of myself possible. Even when it hurt me, there was a lot of sacrifice that came to even have what I have now. And there will be more sacrifice, to come because at every level you sacrifice something to gain more. I remember 4 years ago, I told myself, I actually wrote it on a Facebook post and, it popped up probably about 3 months ago. And, I said, I wrote a post and said, God, I'm ready to lose it all just to get it right back. Because at that moment I understood that it would truly take a sacrifice, just like a fast. You know what I mean? It's like you got to sacrifice the things that you love the most. If you eat ice cream every single day, but you want, to regain some discipline and, just some control in your life and focus on things, you got to let certain things go. So yeah, sometimes you gotta fast things in your life, whether it's money, your choice of whatever, drugs, anything. Sometimes you gotta walk away from all of that stuff just to get clarity, get your bearings back right. And then God will bless you because he saw that you took away something on your own to focus and get the thing that you want the most or the thing that's most important to you. You know what I mean? And it's all about discipline at the end of the day. But, it just took a lot of sacrifice to get here. I was broke for a long time. Fucked up. You know what I mean? Nobody knew it though. My brother Rodney said I was the richest person in the room because I was rich on the inside. You know what I mean? But nobody would have known I was the brokest man in the room with nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I remember going to sessions and, just trying to be in rooms, and I would go and put $3 on pump 3, $4 on pump 5, just to get there. Not even thinking or knowing if I could get back, but I had to be there because I had to be in the room. You know what I mean? Had to. It was I got videos of me eating barbecue sandwiches, like real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this shit took a lot. You know what I mean? And it's the beginning.
What's your strongest memory of your childhood?
My strongest memory of my childhood. Jeez. One of my friends got killed when I was a kid. Probably never forget that day, because, and you know, it's so funny because I actually just talked about this to my mom this year. My mom never knew that I saw somebody get killed before. And she almost broke down crying, you know what I mean? And, you know, of course it could have been me, you know what I mean? But, I'll never forget that. It's a regular walk to the store. You know, you young teenager, you know what I mean? I probably was like 13, 14, maybe somewhere around there. And, man, this guy was coming out of a store, and I don't know if he robbed the store. I'm not exactly sure what he did, but we were walking down the street, and the guy came out of the parking lot extremely fast. And one of my friends dropped something off of the curb or on the ground and leaned over to get it. And I kept walking. He was looking for it, and I saw the car coming, didn't really pay it any attention, but I heard it. And I guess the guy wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he hit my friend, and he kept going. And you know, I guess that was one of the days. That's just something kind of tragic that I guess I'll never forget. You know, I mean, hit and run is kind of crazy for sure. But just to, I guess, be dealing with stuff like that. You know, we never really got that little police report or whatever. You know, I didn't have to do any crazy statements or anything like that. More so was in shock about it, cause he definitely died on the spot for sure. So, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, I guess that's just like a segment about life, I guess, cause life is just short and you never know. I didn't know that shit was gonna happen. Definitely been around the typical nigga shit for sure. Shootouts, you know, product robberies, you know, drugs. Like, I mean, it just kind of seems like that's just surrounding our whole neighborhood, our whole community. Our social life is filled with that, young and old. And you know, when you're young, you feel like you have this sense of invincibility, and you know, you soon realize how life truly works. You know what I mean? Like, it's life isn't really in your favor. It's its own fate, you know? So, you know, you really got a 50-50 chance. You just got to make the right decisions. I mean, so many people that's made the wrong decisions and ended up on the wrong side of the fence off of a mistake. And it might not even have been their problem or their issue. You know, wrong place, wrong time is a real thing. Definitely. You know, thank God I ain't ever been down and did no long time or nothing like that. I pretty much stayed on the straight. You know what I mean? I dipped and dabbled. I did mine for sure. But, you know, my purpose just didn't align with that lifestyle. and anything that could come with it. You know what I mean? Like, I value my life. I love my family. You know, I love myself. And so, you know, I want to always live in a prosperous way. You know what I mean? I don't want to do anything that'll, you know, charge the universe to send me that kind of energy, because it will. I mean, you putting it out there, it's going to come back to you. It definitely will.
Okay. Have you ever been incarcerated?
So incarceration for me, I didn't do like I didn't do the typical, you know, like street shit. I used to race. I used to race cars. So my incarceration came from racing vehicles, street racing, being out there doing the donuts and you know, the 285 loops and all that stuff. I actually only did jail one time for a period of time, and that was because I got caught doing like 130. But they caught up with me like way after I passed them. I thought I had got away, but I didn't. Actually, me and the guy I was racing went to jail on the same night. So nobody won the money. But I mean, incarceration, nah, I try to stay out the way of the boys. You know, I don't feel like we should be in there. You know what I mean? It don't help us at all. That is the modern day slavery. I mean, they get free work off of us. You know, free labor. Put somebody in jail, they're gonna work the shit out of you until your term is up, if you make it. Because there's people in jail that, you know, they value being there. But that ain't me. I ain't never want to be somebody locked behind bars that can't make his own decisions. You telling me to wake up and go to sleep when you want me to. Not discrediting the people that's in there that went down and did their time and held shit down for what they stood for. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who go thinking that when they come out, they better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, and not in the sense of you go and you sit down and you do your time and you think and you grow. I'm talking about the ones that flaunt it. You know what I mean? The ones that make it a tool to use when they come out into the real world and you know, walk around with it on like a badge. You know what I mean? Like, that's a mindset that we also have been conditioned to, you know, adapt to. And that ain't, you know, that's not smart for us as black men anyway. You know, you get caught doing your due, it is what it is. Hold it down. But we don't want to be there. We shouldn't want to be there.
What inspires you?
What inspires me? Being broke before. Being broke inspired me to be rich, wealthy. I don't want to relive any childhood, you know, memories of not having. I don't want to relive any adulthood memories of not having. Also, you know, of course, my passion, the love, what I hear, you know, my ability, the world, sometimes, depending on what's happening. You know, some people let Black Lives Matter inspire them. Some people have let COVID inspire them. You know what I mean? Honestly, COVID was a major blessing for me. You know what I'm saying? I got to sit down a little bit more and focus without the distraction of, I wonder what they doing out here, or I wonder what's happening over there. And it actually kind of helped me regain my consciousness of what inspired me. I had to really sit down and figure it out. You know, back in the day, like when your parents used to make you turn off the TV and you had to play with the stuff that you had in the floor or in your room or whatever. Like, you know, sometimes you gotta like refocus and, you know, like hone in on what makes you you versus what you're viewing or what you're listening to to influence you. And I definitely know that my struggles have inspired me to want to elevate and be better. And then also, you know, the actual accolades of success. Best piece of advice I can give.
That you've been given.
That I've been given. Best piece of advice that I've been given is don't nobody give a fuck about you. For real. Like, you ain't special. You know what I'm saying? And I know that might seem like it's contradictory, but for instance, in the music industry, I know I'm dope, but if I don't work hard, don't nobody give a fuck that I'm dope. You ain't doing shit. And there's another nigga down the street that might not be as dope as you, but he busts his ass and he go crazy. So he's special because he puts himself out there more and more and more. He risks. You know what I mean? Don't feel like and I'm not saying that to say like your gift isn't a gift. I'm saying that to say, don't get caught up in the fact that you can do or you have the ability. We were talking about it earlier. It's about how you execute it. What you do to execute what you want. You know what I mean? So, when that person told me that, you know, I looked at him funny, like, yeah, what do you mean by that? And he was just like, yeah, you're not special, bro. Like, everybody out here can sing. Everybody can rap. Everybody can write. Everybody can produce. Who worked the hardest though? Who the last person in the gym? That nigga special. You know what I mean? I'ma outwork everybody. I tell my young dude, I be like, bruh, you dope. But you ain't gonna never be the dopest nigga in the room if you think that all you gotta do is do a couple beats a week. You need to be a machine. You need to be able to, if Kanye or Jay-Z or anybody hit you and be like, hey, I need you for a camp, 6 days, we want to try to get 100 songs done. You need to be able to do that shit. You need to be able to figure it out and do it. But you got to put the 10,000 hours in, or else you gonna fail. You're going to dehydrate yourself and you ain't going to be able to work no more because you're not conditioning. It's just like track, football, baseball, any sport that you got to condition yourself to. You got to go to practice to play in the game, and you got to play just as hard, if not harder, in practice. So that when you get to the game, it's muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have muscle memory when it comes to working hard. And just know that somebody can definitely be better than you. So you gotta be on your A game at all times. It's all about the hustle, not the talent. So, you know, the moment you start thinking you too good, you too special, or you the shit, that's when your bubble gonna get burst. And it's gonna be like a wake-up call. So it's, you know, the worst thing for somebody to do is humble you and embarrass you because you thought you was the shit. You know what I mean?
Now, what is the best piece of advice you would give?
What's the best piece of advice I would give? Uh, Consistency. Definitely consistency. Consistency will be what makes or break you. Cause there's gonna be times where you don't want to do this shit, and the time that you don't want to do it is when you need to do it the most. It's like that attitude, like, damn, I don't feel like getting up and going to work. I don't feel like, you know, writing today. I don't feel like making the beat today. I don't feel like practicing the piano today. Like those are the days that you need to do it, because it's gonna be days where you rich as hell doing this if you're consistent enough. But it's gonna be days that you're rich and you don't feel like doing it, will turn into I can't get inspired anymore. And you don't want that. Because when you can't get inspired, that's when you start just putting out anything and just reaching for, you know, reaching for the product that you want versus it coming naturally, or it's just flowing. I'm not saying that it's not gonna be times where you just don't feel it, because I mean, shit, sometimes you just don't feel it, but you'll make it a habit if you continue to not feel it and not do it. So the consistency, I feel like consistency is like one of the biggest things that will guarantee your success. I mean, literally 10,000 hours is what you need to master something. And master one craft. I would definitely tell somebody that. A lot of people get good at something and then they're just good. You know what I'm saying? And they never master it. So they be like right on the brink of great, but that'd be good enough for them. And I think that's dangerous, because you'll never see a max potential. You'll always almost be. That's a fear of mine. I don't want to almost. Definitely I gotta be it.
Who are your biggest influences?
Who are my biggest influences? I think my number one influence is Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube. Gotta meet that guy one day. He is my all around influence, musically, business wise. I mean, he just utilized his platform and capitalized on it, like in the best way possible. I mean, this man owns a whole basketball league now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all seen the Big Three, but he owns that league. Like, he created that league. He pulled multiple people with money together to create a league of retired basketball players that people still love and want to see. And he pack out arenas everywhere he go. But he was a nigga with attitude first. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Like, I'm from the west side of Atlanta. I grew up on the east side. But in a minute, I'm gonna be a platinum selling producer. So, I mean, I'm gonna write a screenplay one day. I'm gonna write a movie one day. I'm gonna make the music for the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna own bigger things than myself, meaning my music. Like, he expanded and made his success so, he just broadened his success. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just about one thing. He made it about so much more. And then he still remained an activist in the community. You know what I mean? He never sold his soul. He never, strayed away from like who he was as a person with his success. So I admire him a lot. That's like one of my biggest idols. Gotta meet that guy one day. I want to be in one of his movies or something. For sure. Michael Jackson, of course. That is my music idol, performance idol. just my musical influence is definitely from him. The way he touched people with his music, the way he emoted his music, yeah, that's, it was deep to me. Just how much emotion and just connection that he would bring with what he was saying to people and the attitude about it. You know what I mean? And then get on camera and is the shyest, most chill person that's like that you've ever seen. But get on that stage and make you think he's mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pissed off. So I think that's true artistry for sure. Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones is my producer. Well, Quincy Jones and Isaac Hayes, both of them. So like, I feel like I'm like Quincy Jones and Isaac Hayes had a baby. Like, it created me. Cause like, I like to conduct versus like actually, I play things. I play guitar. I know I play piano, but I like to more so orchestrate where the music should go, because I swear I hear the future. I hear the future of music before a lot of people. I've called multiple artists, multiple songs that were going to be hit. First of all, we don't really have a superstar today. Right? We got Chris Brown. Chris Brown is our superstar today. He's the closest thing to that to me. You know what I mean? But like, accessibility is so prevalent right now that you can go and see an artist or, your favorite producer anywhere, versus back in the day, if Michael Jackson walked in a room, the building is gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? Like, we couldn't touch them people like that. You know what I'm saying? Walking in the studios back then was a way bigger deal than it is today. Everybody got a studio now. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that to say, like, Mike was a true superstar. He was a true artist. He really, really had the juice, and he could truly, get the message across to the people, to the world. You know what I mean? 1988, Wembley. I used to watch that every single day. It was just inspiration to see him perform, to see him sound exactly like the record, if not better. You know what I mean? Studying the greats is like one of the things that I feel like youth don't do. They don't really care about who came before them. They all about themselves. But that's why all the shit sounded like. That's why there's no creativity no more. There's no individuality. Once one person pop up, it's like 3 mini-me's that come after them every single time artists come out. And that's just what it is, I guess. You know what I mean? It's no more superstars. That man grinded his ass off from when he was a kid to the day he died, probably. Took medicine because he was in pain from a concert previous. Like, I ain't saying that that's what people should be doing, but you ain't going that hard. You know what I'm saying? He worked. The Jacksons, they worked. You know what I mean? Like, and he was inspiration to me because, shit, if I gotta outbeat a kid. You know what I'm saying? Little Michael. If little Michael outworking a grown ass man that I am, I ain't doing something right. Cause he ain't had no childhood. He had to grow up in the industry. You know what I mean? I admired the fact that he didn't break at some point. You know what I'm saying? He could have stopped doing this a long time ago. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's my musical inspiration right there. Definitely Michael.
The creative person, what is your dream project?
My dream project, So once upon a time, my dream project was definitely a Chris Brown project. But he's recently taken a few of our records. So hopefully it actually makes the album. We don't know what makes the album before it comes out. It just kind of happens. But we do know that he took them and he cut them, and it's very, very possible that they're on it. So shout out to Smack Media, you know, Mackenzie, Sean, Ralph, Hilaire, Play, Reese, Emet, everybody, Courtney, Gene, Nash, everybody that's a part of Smack Media. We all worked on the project out in LA probably, 6 months ago, and been a major blessing. But that's one, definitely a Chris Brown project. Definitely wanted to be on the Michael Jackson album at one point, you know what I mean? Timbaland did the last one that came out, I'm thinking like 2016, 15. It was called Escape. But at some point, I want to be on it. You know what I mean? Like, if he ever does anything else, like, I just want to have a hand in doing some music for Mike. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a dream. I have weirdly enough, you might laugh at me, but Fast and the Furious. I have to be a part of Fast and the Furious one day. That is probably one of my biggest dreams, to be a part of that movie. Whether it's the music, the actual acting, the driving of the cars, it doesn't matter what it is, but just being a part of that project, you know what I mean? That would be a huge, huge honor to me. Cars has been part of my pastime for a long time, and it's like one of my favorite movies. So, be a part of that will be super dope. And then, of course, to do music with Cube, maybe on one of his projects, movie scoring type stuff. I want to kind of graduate to Hollywood with the music at some point.
What wouldn't you do without?
What wouldn't I do without? What wouldn't I do without? Well, shit. I can't do without my phone. I need my phone. I need my phone. I don't need weed, but I love weed. So I like smoking. Easing the earth. Ain't nothing wrong with it to me. To each his own. Do what you do. But love, I don't want to do without love. I think when you're missing love, life is very incomplete, and you start trying to fit pieces to the puzzle that love actually, puts in perspective for you. And it could be multiple things. Love can be broken up into hundreds of pieces, but you could not have it and then be out here doing 1,000 things trying to find different things that one thing actually fills you up. You know what I mean? Like, completes you in a sense. So I don't want to do without love, loving my family, loving my woman. You know what I mean? Loving my friends. Shit, loving the world. Like, shit. I mean, I feel like all of us would be a lot more peaceful if, there's a lot more love out here. So showing love, giving love, receiving love, all of it.
What's your favorite place in the United States?
My favorite place in the US of A. I'm gonna go with Atlanta, Georgia, man. I'm gonna go to ATL, dog. I love my city, man. Turn up. Where we at with it tonight? I love LA. You know what I'm saying? LA is a different LA is a different vibe. You know what I mean? Like I like the pace. I like water. So anywhere on the beach for me is just like heaven. So you know, shit, maybe Malibu, maybe some Malibu vibes. Might be my favorite place in the U.S. of A. Yeah, but I'd probably say LA though. If it's not home, I love home, but if it had to be another place, probably LA for sure.
What's your favorite food and drink?
Favorite food and drink. So my mama said I should have been Italian. I love pasta, pizza, and Philly cheesesteaks. My favorite drink is lemonade, hands down. You know what I'm saying? I drink lemonade with anything. Alcohol, regular, food, you know what I'm saying? So that is definitely my favorite.
What is your artistic outlook on life?
My artistic outlook on life. I feel like whatever I put into my craft is what the outcome will be, whether it's success or, failure. And just because you failed don't mean you're not gonna succeed. It's just how many times you fail and learn from the failure to succeed. So I feel like life is the same way. You gotta go through your stuff to figure it out, and you gotta make sure that every time you fail, you learn and you don't make the same mistake twice. That'd be insanity. You know what I mean? You'll be driving yourself insane by continuously making the same mistakes. You know what I mean? So, but definitely, whatever you put in it is what you get out of it. That's my life advice for sure.
So, what job have you done other than doing?
What jobs have I done? My boy Tripp gonna laugh at me on this one. I was just having a conversation with him 2 days ago about this. He knew for a fact if I didn't like a job, that bitch was gone. I would quit. I would quit a job like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? But went to school for automotive diesel technology and business. Ended up working on cars. So I worked at Ford, worked at Chevrolet, worked at Speedco, and these are all like technician jobs. Probably in the tech for about 6 years. About 6 years, 7 years maybe. I still know how to do all this stuff. Music is my life, but worked for trucking companies. I went and did diesel tech stuff. So I worked for Kenworth, Swift, Transportation. I was in a corporate band for years. I started doing network engineering with running cables and doing Wi-Fi and all that stuff. And then I started doing software engineering for ATMs and more network engineering type stuff with a couple other companies. And eventually I said, gotta cut it off. I worked at FedEx too. I drove trucks for FedEx. So, yeah, I done had hella jobs for sure. All the jobs I had though was to get me right here. It was never a permanent thing. That's why it didn't mean nothing to me when I left. I would leave to go get another job. In the industrial industry, it's real easy to get a job because it's so turnover rate. You know what I'm saying? Like people quitting every day. So I can walk into a situation and be like, yeah, here are my credentials. This is what I know how to do. I've had managerial positions for 3-4 years, put me in something and make some real good money. So, yeah, but it was all to get right here in front of these boards. No.
What is your most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment? Um, Most embarrassing moment? Man, I think I was down in South Georgia with my grandma, and I had like this girl. Her name was Tempest. I was probably like, I had to be like 10 years old. Always like older women. Like anytime I could try to talk to an older chick, that was it. Oh, I got two embarrassing moments actually. And both of them they're both very similar, you know what I'm saying? But I was in front of Tempest. I was at Walmart. You know, when you're young, you think the fastest you can run and the highest you can jump, that's what's going to impress somebody, because that's all you know what I'm saying? So we were running around Walmart doing whatever, and I ran past a wet floor sign and tried to cut a corner and literally slid like 4 aisles. And as I was sliding down past the aisles, I would see people looking at me sliding on the floor, and I ended up like sliding dead in front of the girl that I liked. And I was just looking up at her, and she was like, "You good?" And I was like, "Damn, I'm embarrassed as hell." You know what I mean? And I think another one was like, I was with my boys. I worked in Publix at high school, and I liked my manager. She was like bad as hell to me. So she when you're underage at Publix, they put an asterisk by your name because you can't work past a certain time. And so an asterisk was by my name on the schedule. And one day I came in with all my boys, and I'm just trying to, like, yeah, I know everybody in here. I work here. I can, do what I want, whatever. So I walked in. She's standing in the front. I'm just like, ooh, they got my bae right there. You know what I'm saying? So I walked up to her and trying to show off in front of them, talking to them like, yeah, talking to her like, yeah, so when you gonna let me take you out? This and the third. Like, let's go do something. I got you, baby, whatever. That Mac Daddy shit that I thought I was doing back in the day. And she was just like, ain't you underage? And I was just like, nah, I'm 18. What you talking about? Like, I ain't underage. She was like 20. She was like 22 at the time. She was like, ain't you underage? I was like, nah, I ain't underage. You know what I'm saying? I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I got my license, got a car. You know what I mean? Like, what's up? She was like, well, I actually know you're only 17 because you got an asterisk by your name, and I am the manager. So I make the schedule, and I see all of the information that comes through the system. So the fact that you're lying to me right now is probably one of the reasons why you won't be going out with me. And she just shut my whole shit down. And my boys just like, ooh, but she just jumped, she just roasted your ass, she just killed you, bro. And we in the middle of Publix, so everybody's sitting there just staring, laughing and all this shit. And I was just like, damn. But, fast forward to my senior year in high school, she caved in. So word to him, word to the streets on that one. Anyway, so she liked your boy. She liked him. She did. She was capping. It's all good, though. It's cool.
What memorable responses have you had on your work?
Memorable responses. Well, I guess my most recent one was the new August Alsina project that we did. We got a lot of crazy feedback about this album, of course, due to all the entanglement stuff. I actually wrote the record feelings that was talking about the entanglement. So definitely got a lot of questions about, you know, how that came about, and, you know, people all over the world talking about the situation. People mentioning the song, and, you know, from radio DJs to podcast people to other artists to actresses and actors talking about it. I mean, like, people really honed in on, you know, that situation pretty tough. So I think I would say that this is probably my most memorable situation in music at the moment. You know what I mean?
What makes you a black sheep?
What makes me a black sheep is I feel like my mission was to defy the laws of gravity and just not go with what the average person was supposed to go and do. In my family too. You know what I mean? Like, music was a hobby, you know, to people before it became my business. And it took a long time for them to see that this was something that I was going to succeed in. I already knew, you know what I mean? And once upon a time, I used to feel like I needed everybody in the world to believe in me to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed my family to believe. I needed these folks to believe. I needed all of that. But honestly, it truly is about, you know, you knowing who you are and what you can do with your power. Like, as long as you know what you can do with your power, I feel like that makes you a black sheep in any situation. Because, you know, in my case, shit, I wasn't supposed to make it anyway. So here I am. And this shit out the mud too. So, and like, it wasn't given, you know, just, you know, defying laws of gravity, going against the grain. I went against all the grains, every single last one of them. Like, people viewed what I was doing as if it was something that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through the moments of not having shit and people looking at me like, when you gonna get your life together? When you gonna do this? When you gonna do that? Not remembering that I had a career path. I got a degree. I had all this shit before the brokenness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went from childhood, broke, graduating school, had got some money, figuring out my purpose, realizing what I was going to have to do and sacrifice to get there, broke again, to now. And, you know, when people don't understand your journey and what you got to do to succeed, they judge you, they criticize you. You know what I'm saying? They try to beat you with their words. And people like to see that you ain't doing better than them. So they like to give you advice on how to be rich when they not. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck you gonna tell me you ain't rich, nigga? You ain't got no money either. You just got a paycheck that if stopped coming tomorrow, your ass would be in the same position that I'm in. The difference between me and you is I got a vision and a goal to meet. So I'm gonna get there. And I got here. And I'm still going. I ain't made it all the way there yet. I'm on my way. But to me, that's just what make me a black sheep. Defying the laws, going against the grain, winning when I wasn't supposed to.
You ain't with the news.